everybody! So today I have a really fun review coming to you, and I have a really exciting announcement for those living in the Utah area. And we're talking about April in the Extraordinary World. And I'm dressed like this because this is my attempt to wear a steampunk inspired costume. If steampunk is a fashion, literary, other type of artistic movement that kind of keeps technology in the Victorian era and is but also it's sort of based on the idea that if we had stopped at the invention of steam, that we hadn't gone on to electricity and some of those other things. But it also is heavily influenced by Jules Verne and by Sherlock Holmes and some of those other type of Victorian inspired type of writings, even if they weren't necessarily written in that era, they were written about that era. And it's just a really fun combination of kind of industrial looks and also just sort of something like a top hat, which would be very sort of Victorian. And so this is sort of my attempt to wear a costume in steampunk. Well, the cool thing about steampunk is that it inspires lots of creativity, and it unfortunately has inspired a lot of creativity that has been very, very weak in the movies. You have movies like Wild Wild West or The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, things like that have been very, very bad. But animation has actually been a pretty decent spot for steampunk. You have Atlantis: The Lost Empire, which I really, really like. You have Treasure Planet, which I think not my favorite, but it's really visually beautiful and it's a pretty good movie. It's just not my favorite. And then you have also sort of some of the Miyazaki films, Howl's Moving Castle. You have Nausicaa has some of those steampunk elements, and it's just a really, really fun sort of way of telling a story. And I'm telling you all this because April in the Extraordinary World, the new film by the producers of Persepolis, is being distributed by G-Kids. This is a beautiful, traditionally 2D animated film. The first movie that I've ever seen that really shows you what the world would be like if steampunk were a reality.
Une bonne idée. Il a raison, c'est trop dangereux. Je t'ai perdu une fois, ça suffit. Wow! Allez!
If we stopped at steam, what would it be like? Where would we be at? And the first people I've ever heard to really gives a good explanation of why this might happen. So they create this alternative world of Paris in 1941, but it is in this alternative version. Instead of Napoleon losing control in Waterloo, he maintains power and his progeny continues to rule. Well, at a certain point, instead of the Industrial Revolution happening, all of these scientists are rounded up, not just in France, but all over. So in Germany, Austria, all those different things. And they keep showing up as missing. Well, there's this little girl named April, or Avril, if you get the French version. And her parents are both scientists. Her grandfather is a scientist. And they have been working on a magic serum for a long time that will create basically like immortality or the possibility of regrowth of cells. And so the government is very high on this serum, and they want to use it to create the invincible soldier. And this serum also has the ability to make animals talk. Parents are not in favor of this use of the serum, and so they run kind of away. There's this chase scene at the beginning. April's parents ends up getting taken away, and she ends up having to kind of raise herself for the next 10 years with her cat, Darwin, who is a talking cat. And she is also researching and trying to figure out how to make the serum on the work of her parents. And she has to do it kind of in a scrappy way, just to distill supplies. She has to, kind of figure things out on her own. Well, she ends up meeting this boy named Julius, who at first you think he wants to help her. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? And also her grandfather ends up becoming involved at a certain point. And she gets 10 years later, you meet her, and she gets a clue to where her parents might be, and she kind of pursues that clue. And the thing that I loved about this, there's so many things I loved about this movie. It is beautiful. It looks so great. I loved the uses of sort of reds and pinks and the strong lines of the outlines of the characters. And it was just so refreshing to something with the traditional animation, the way that it is drawn. And I loved all of the character design. I thought it was beautiful and just looked so different. It's really kind of like a combination of the Triplets of Belleville and sort of that wacky, insane kind of French animation, and something from Miyazaki, like a Nausicaa or something like that, with sort of more solemn, more serious moments. There, you have scenes where a house is sort of a walking house and is moving around. You have scenes where the character motivations are confusing. You don't know who to trust. You don't know, even with her parents, you don't actually know if they have her best needs at hand. April's kind of a complex character because she's stealing, she's doing some bad things. What is she up to? She's just not this perfect sort of paragon of virtue. And the villain totally surprised me. Some people will think it's just too weird for them, but I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. It's exciting. It builds tension throughout the whole course of the movie, and it just continually surprised me. And I just love that. I've seen it twice now, and I just thought it was so entertaining and exciting and different and beautiful, and the music's great. And I saw it with the French vocals, with the subtitles, and it does have an American dub with, you know, some American actors. I can't speak for that because I didn't see it. I'll probably see it on Friday. It's an adventure. It's exciting. It's got sort of a sci-fi element to it. It's got a dystopian element to it. It's got a really great lead character in April. There's a little bit of romance. You've got the comic relief from Darwin and some of the other characters as well, but especially him. You've got a pretty scary villain, a weird villain. You've got things that are different that you won't see again in any other movie. And so for that reason, I give April and the Extraordinary World an A+. You can see it. If it's playing anywhere by you, please see it. Let's support this small film. And if you can't see it, then go and get it on DVD or stream it when you have the chance, because I think it's just so special. And if you live in the Utah area, I have an exciting announcement that it will be a great opportunity for you to see this wonderful film. You can go to the Broadway theaters on May 6th, this upcoming Friday, and we are having, before the screening of the film, the premiere of the film here in Utah, we are having a steampunk costume. So if you can beat mine, which shouldn't be too hard to do, then come on out and wear your steampunk, and there's going to be prizes, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a chance to support this really creative, really different film, and a chance to support Salt Lake Film Society, who does such a great job in bringing these small films to our community. So if you're in Utah, I know a lot of you are, please come on May 6th and support this event. It would mean a lot to me personally. I'm actually going to be hosting the event, and so it would be really wonderful if we could get a few people out for it. If you don't want to dress up, you don't have to dress up, but it's just going to be a lot of fun. And so let me know if you have any questions about the event. It's going to be at 7 o'clock at the Broadway Theater downtown. It come a little bit before 7 because that's when the movie starts, but for the contest and everything like that. And yeah, so I'm really excited for it, and thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you think of April and the Extraordinary World, and hopefully see some of you on Friday. And we'll talk to you later. Bye!